issues. She is Mrs. Oghale. So pleased to have you with us.
Good morning. My name is Amara Obunda.
Okay. Sorry for that.
Thank you very much. I think we need to understand that the CBN is like the big brother of all economic policies in the country. The CBN is the banker's bank, and they use monetary policies. What are monetary policies? They are the CBN activities, their communications. They use it to control money supply.
Okay.
Money supply including money in the banks, cash, credits, bonds, all the money supply, but the most important is the credit. When they say they have reduced rates, the savings account deposit rates to 1.25%, they are trying to make funding cheaper for the banks. Their target is really the money deposit banks. It's not really the individuals.
Okay.
The country is facing a recession now. There's a projection that we're going to face the worst recession, worse than we have seen in the last 40 years. And a recession is a period where there'll be a decline in economic activities. But what the CBN will do now is try to control the money supply to increase activities. And when they make the interest rate cheaper, the banks have to pay less to savings accounts customers.
Okay.
They will now have more money to be able to lend to the real sector.
Okay.
So the main gainers are the banks and the people in real sector that want to borrow from these banks. So all these things, there are different policies that CBN uses to control fund supply. When there's excess liquidity, that is when there's excess money in the economy, it might lead to inflation. When then there's reduced liquidity, it can lead to a recession. But at this point, we are facing a recession. So the most important thing now is for the CBN to make sure that there's enough funds for businesses, cheap funds for businesses. And banks cannot lend cheaply when they are paying so high on interest rates.
Okay.
Do you get? So it's like a circular thing to make sure that now we increase activities and increase employment to reduce unemployment. We're already having a high rate of unemployment in the country, and when there's no money for businesses, they're going to let go a lot of staff. The COVID-19 itself led to a lockdown. A lot of people lost their jobs. If they continue paying so much and cost of fund is so high, many companies are going to drop more and more of their staff. So they're trying to make funds available to them. They're trying to make funds available to them so that they can keep some of their staff, invest in the real sector. And when savings deposit interest rate is high, people tend to save more. And a recession doesn't need people keeping money in the banks. We need money flowing so that there'll be more activity in the economy.
Okay, so can you explain to us how does this thing now encourage investment?
For most businesses run on credits. So this policy is going to help credits, that people that are taking loans. Most businesses that run on credits, they will have more credits. They will be able to borrow at a cheaper rate. That is what is happening. But for individuals, it's really not the best for them. For people, maybe retired people that want to keep their money in the bank and earn from the interest, it's not the best for them. But we all know what is going on, and we can't keep our monies under our pillows. So we have to leave the monies in the bank right now. And when the economy picks up again, the CBN is watching. Once it picks up again, they are going to use they will increase interest rates again. Bonds will increase. If you notice, treasury bills are as low as 1.something%. Treasury bills used to be very high, up to 13%, but now it's 1 point something. So CBN is this is not even supposed to be something that bothers most of us, because they do it regularly. The CBN reviews rates from time to time. But maybe the 10% in this time makes people like, oh, what is this 10% all about? They do it from time to time. It's a regular thing. But it's good that people are interested. They want to know more.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what other strategy do you think the Central Bank of Nigeria can employ, especially during this period of COVID-19, to ensure that the economy recovers, especially with the recent prediction of from the National Bureau of Statistics that the economy is gradually in recession and might experience the worst recession in 4 decades?
The CBN is actually doing what is best in a recession. The CBN is doing what is best. The CBN is run by professionals. So even in the US, other countries, everybody is trying to stimulate growth. When they use this increase in liquidity. They're trying to expand the economy. They're trying to increase growth and activities. They want to keep people. They want people to keep their jobs. They want the activity to keep going on. You know, the oil prices are dwindling. A lot of things a lot of things are dwindling. If they still allow interest rates to be so high, some businesses will just shut down. Some businesses will not run at all. So what they're doing now is what is best for the economy.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you talked about the dwindling price of crude oil. So what would you advise the nation's economic leaders, those that make economic issues for the nation? What would you advise them to look at now that our oil that we so much depend on is no more as it used to be?
The government has been saying a lot of things. It's just to implement some of the things they have said. Because I've heard of maybe a delta beyond oil. I've heard a lot of things about facing agriculture. We have a lot of policies on ground. We just hope there will be enough political will for the government to implement some of the things they have been saying they would do. The policies are already on ground, the programs are there, it's just implementation. People should go to the real sector. The easiest for us will be to venture into agriculture. If we can only produce what we eat, that will take us off problems for a while. Well, as it is, a lot of things are imported. We're importing food, we're not even producing the things we need for ourselves. So if we can produce the things we need for ourselves, our problems will be solved halfway.
Can you talk to us about how focusing on agriculture as a way of diversifying the economy can impact on foreign exchange?
Okay, for now, all of us know that we do a lot of importation. That means we are giving out our money to other countries. Our money is devalued. If we are doing less of importation, you know, there's something they call a balance of trade. The trade, what I sell to other countries and what other countries buy from me, if it's equal, at least we are home and dry. But the way it is, we import more than we export. But if we increase our agriculture and meet up to the standards that are expected in all those other countries that want to import from us, if we can meet up to the standards, then our trade, the trade difference will be reducing. Our trade difference is so high. We are like a consuming country. We buy everything from outside. So we encourage the government to support people in agriculture. If we can feed ourselves and have a little more to export to other countries, it will help.
Economy.
Yes, so much good.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having this time out with us on the program Business Angle. The program has been Business Angle, and yes, we've been talking to an economic expert that has given us an in-depth analysis of what this drop in savings account interest rate all means. Well, it's all for the good of the economy, and we trust that our leaders are taking the right decision to ensure that the country recovers from the impact of COVID-19. It has been an interesting one on the program Business Angle. I am Oghale. Thanks for watching.